we have to make teachers more confident in how we teach language. The tendency, I don't think it's something restricted to Malta, is to still be scholastic when it comes to teaching language, you know, grammar, structure, instead of in the primary and secondary. I think we should be more about getting students to enjoy a language and to enter the world of that language through culture and be able to use it, rather than testing them all the time whether they know the grammar, that this is the proper way to write it. I think in primary and secondary we should be more about having proficiency in the use of a language and enjoy using languages, and how languages are a marvelous way to discover so many different cultures, even if you don't get the grammar right, you know. But if you at least, you know, if it helps you to enter a different world, I think we should be doing that. I know that the language teachers would probably be shocked hearing me say this, but because I have discussed with them that we should make teaching language something much more living, whether it's Maltese, English, French, Italian, Spanish, German, Arabic, Chinese, you know. We should have it as a more living thing rather than a set of rules. And then those who want to specialize more have a chance to do that later. I think it's one of our success stories. Actually, we're quite proud of most of these schools. They've built a good tradition of top quality right from the very beginning, going back even the first time I was a minister in the mid-90s. We had gone for regulation in terms of standards and to make sure as much as possible that the people who teach, the people who design programs, the people who run the schools are qualified, and not simply a cheap way to get people over here in Malta, give the impression of teaching a bit of English and charging them for it. Yes, I mean, we are not surprised that young people who come to study English in Malta also want to enjoy themselves. They would be very abnormal young people if they don't want to do that, you know, the sun and the sky and the sea and the drink and the entertainment places. But we are very committed to making sure that they get also a quality educational service. In terms of qualified teachers, in terms of their content, in terms of their pedagogy and the method of learning, accreditation of schools to make sure that their facilities are okay, and there are regular visits to ensure that. Also working with families if students are going to be staying in host families to ensure that they get decent facilities and decent conditions. So it's regulated, but at the same time, what is good about this sector is that a lot of regulation is also self-regulation, in the sense that quite a good group of them are organized in an association where they are very proud of their standards as well. So it's not just money making, obviously. They have to be viable businesses. But they understand that to be viable, they have to offer a good service. And I think we compete. The size, our size, compared to the fourth of the destinations, you know, UK, US, Canada, Australia, quite high up when you see the number of people who have passed through Malta learning English compared to the size of the country. I think it's quite impressive.